just because you were born here doesn't mean you will be a good leader, as exemplified by this tweet. Breaking 911 says,
true.
the entire administration is incompetent. In this tweet, at POTUS tweets, tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow evening for my plan on how we get this done. And as you can see, it was sent at 5:05 p.m., March 6, 2024, to listen to the State of the Union 2023
That's
on
like-
February
Wow. Bad.
February 7th.
Fire the graphic design.
What?
Okay, here's my assumption as to what happened. The metadata on the URL had not been changed
Yeah.
when they tweeted this out.
That
So
happens.
Twitter sent last year's
They should
data.
have scraped
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Like,
that's
do they not know you can scrape things?
You click a
with
button.
the-
You click
it's-
debug.
You
You
click
gotta-
it 100 million times
At least
often
test
before
it.
it works.
You have
but
to have a burner account.
but
that
like,
you
if
can
you're
keep on.
posting that, like, don't you see the preview? When I post stuff, I see
Yeah,
a preview,
you're
and a lot of
supposed to
times I'm
test
like, nah, not that. I'm gonna fix it.
I think they deleted this. But
there
the
it is.
conversation we were having was birthright citizenship and the right of people to be president if they weren't born here and things like that. And I just like to ask you a question. Who would you rather have, Joe Biden or Dinesh D'Souza?
Oh, Dinesh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and he wasn't born here. And so
No.
that's an interesting question.
But he's really fascinating and smart.
Right.
Yeah.
And he loves this country and he's fought for this country in ways that we appreciate. And so
It looks like his son-in-law is gonna end up in Congress. He's got a good shot.
oh, right on. But it's an interesting question because I certainly understand the risks of allowing people who aren't born here from being president. But I just love the idea. Like they should have answered this question after the Civil War when they introduced this birthright citizenship stuff. It's like, hey, you do realize if you have to be born here to be president, but anyone who's born here can be a citizen, that's going to create a whole bunch of problems, right?
I think that this comes from the time when, I don't know when this law was made, 200 years ago-ish, when people, if they came across the southern border illegally, undercover, and had a baby, and then they fled back to Mexico, and then they came back 20 years later and were like, they have no way to even show that the kid was born in the U.S., so there's no proof. You need to get there, stabilize, prove it, get documentation, and that's how you would even prove that you were born in the country. Now, with all this new digital tech, cameras and radios and stuff, it's more easy to track if someone was born here, even if they don't go through the work. So it's like we feel like we have to give them these bonuses because of ancient laws. So maybe it is really time to change this law.
I just like the idea of citizenship meaning something again. I mean, you work for it. It's something that you have to earn. You have to at least know what the Constitution says, for example. You have to have some basic understanding of government and the laws and how things function, to run for office or to be a citizen at all, maybe. I mean, there has to be some kind of test, and it's like naturalized citizens go through that. We don't. I mean, we're just born here and that's it.
If you had to choose, if the only two candidates running were Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks and Joe Biden, who would you vote for?
Jank, probably.
What do you think?
Oh, damn. I don't know. I disagree with everything both of them stand for.
I would
you
probably
not
just
vote?
vote
No,
you
for
don't.
Jank.
That's not true.
It's not true.
But I'll wait. I'll wait to see what Ian says.
Would you not vote for
No,
any
no,
of them?
answer the question.
Cenk Uygur all the way, man.
Cenk Uygur, no
Cenk.
question.
That's my dude.
I have certainly not voted in the past.
Look. I'll tell, there's two big reasons. I believe he would pardon Julian Assange. Hey,
True.
I'll take it. And he also hates the establishment Democrats. So he'd certainly enact policies and lead this country in a very, very dark, dangerous way I don't like, but better than the uniparty establishment.
Yep.
And like I was saying this with Trump, if you're Antifa, you should vote for Trump. Trump versus Biden, vote for the bull who's going to rampage through the establishment, not the establishment. At least after Trump gets in, you have a chance at changing something. If it was down to the uniparty establishment, Mitt Romney versus Cenk Uygur, I'd vote for Cenk Uygur. I'd be like, well, at least Julian Assange gets a pardon out of it. And I don't know what he would do. Maybe he'd probably pull a lot of our foreign policy, our foreign spending, which is probably good. He'd enact a whole bunch of crackpot policies I don't like. But Biden does that already.
Right.
Open borders and all the other crazy stuff's already happening. So I'll take it.
And
Not
at
that I'm
least
happy
Jank
about
is competent. I mean, he's like mentally,
Can
aware.
I write in myself? I feel like I'd be okay.
I mean, Cenk's a wild guy. Like,
Yeah.
when we had him on the Culture War show, he does this thing where when he encounters an argument he can't handle, he just makes weird noises and he goes, "Doi, doi, 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 doi," and like, you're not really talking anymore. But I look,
Certainly
people-
not my first choice. But yeah.
Look, I gotta say, like, to everybody who's watching, I don't know who would pick Biden over Cenk Uygur.
Maybe
like-
Jill Biden. That's about
Any-
it.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
Maybe
normies,
Hunter.
for sure. Normies for sure. But I'm saying of the people who pay attention to politics, it's probably 80-20.
Yeah.
And the 20 is like, no, he's a Marxist. I don't care. I'll take Biden. We can beat Biden, but we don't want a Marxist. And my attitude is like, voting for someone like Cenk rips apart the deep state. You don't get what you want right away, but it rips apart the deep state to a certain degree.
Right.
Not that I trust Cenk Uygur, but I do think he pardoned Julian Assange. I think that's important.
That's something.
Get
Anyway.
some big
right?
wins.
Like,
You
okay,
get
you
a couple
know,
big
it's like-
wins out of it.
Did you
at least.
confirm that with them when he was on the show?
Yes,
you guys
he said
talked about it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And foreign war, he said,
Yeah.
yeah, no war. And I'm like, I'll take what I can get. You know
Foreign
what I mean?
policy would be much better.
I don't know if there really are two realities. This came up last night. They were like, we live in two realities,
Right.
or the night before maybe. But it's like Cenk lives in this reality, this like normal, where he can see like, yo,
Yeah, he's
this world
aware of
uniparty
what's
is a
happening in the
real
world.
cross-national organizations are happening. Just because it looks like Germany on a map doesn't mean that that's where German authority begins and ends. Like, it's the diaspora is real and it's corporate.
Can someone say something insulting about Biden's administration's incompetency over this post? Like, it's the little things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, firstly, they don't have a chain of command. Someone should have seen that. They left it up to one guy to be the mouthpiece of our nation.
Well, I mean, it's just some doofy social media person who's probably some intern, like we have social
Yeah, we
media
know what the
people.
interns
People
are
make
doing, too,
mistakes,
you
but
know?
they fix them right away, and they don't make these mistakes.
Also, is it
you know
really?
what I mean?
Is it really
Like,
at 9 p.m.?
We all make mistakes.
You know, I got to be honest, because part of me was like, could this be fake? But at Breaking 911 doesn't post fake things.
It could
they
be
always
fake.
post at 9.
That's
I mean,
another-
the State of the Union is always at 9.
I saw on.
I thought it was at 9 last year.
Is that
Maybe
a way
it's at-
younger
maybe it's
picture
at
of Biden too?
Well, it's certainly.
I mean,
It does say 9 p.m. Down there, but Google said 8 p.m. earlier.
Oh, he's going to give a plan
Is it?
on how he gets it done again. So he's going to give us a campaign speech tomorrow and not tell us about what the State of the Union is. He's not going to probably
it's
talk
9
about
p.m.
the State of the Union. Last time he just used the opportunity to give a campaign speech.
I know, and then we as a primetime show have to listen to him garble and.
So
no,
guess-
but Hillary Clinton says that he makes more sense than
But hey,
Donald
wait,
Trump,
hold
so,
on.
You know,
There, who was it who speculated he wasn't going to make it to the past Super Tuesday?
Lots of us.
No. There was some prominent political personality. I can't remember. They said that they were betting by Super Tuesday Biden is out.
I don't know.
What if the real purpose of the State of the Union
Oh my goodness.
no
is
way.
that Biden standing at the podium says, "My fellow Americans,
I drop out.
it's been a long year, and I think it's important, looking at
I'm suspending my campaign.
it's super."
And then Gavin
Wow.
Newsom runs on.
Gavin
that
Newsom
went darker
runs
than
out.
I thought.
Yeah, I was
Gavin
like, what did you
Newsom
guys
gonna
think
be
I
there?
was saying? That he was going to be like, I quit? No.
Yeah, I was
That
suspending my campaign.
He's going to be standing
He's
there.
all right. He's okay.
And it's,
He's
and,
going
and,
to be okay.
He's going to have like one of those Mitch McConnell moments and then collapse to the ground.
and then Gavin Newsom runs out, rolls up his sleeves, and is
Right.
like,
I'm not a doctor, but I've done this before. Back off. Get out of my way.
Yep.
He's going to
And
be
then-
all right.
And then that's my proposed scenario hypothesis was long, like, not that I think it's actually going to happen, but Gavin Newsom then goes on a PR tour on every major network, every show. Bill Maher's got him on, Jon Stewart's got him on, John Oliver's got him on, and they're all going, "You saved the president's life. How does that feel?" Everywhere. And then there's going to be tributes.
just
They're going to buy
servant.
billboards, and it's going to be like Gavin Newsom, and they're going to be like, whatever you do now, Gavin, you've saved the president's life. I mean, there are people in this country's history, but not many can say that. And he's going to say, "Look, I'm just a guy, and I did what any good American would do." And then Joe Biden is not going to be dead. He'll be incapacitated. Kamala Harris will step in and say, "It is not my responsibility to run for a re-election. It's to lead this country in this dire time." And then Gavin Newsom says, "I will take up this mantle. I will make that sacrifice."
Oh, the sacrifice. That's the part that would really do it. I think that would be a much fairer race
I don't think it's
than
gonna happen.
like Trump versus Biden. But
Joe Biden's going to come out tomorrow, and
I
his,
don't think
his
so.
teeth are going to be falling out while he talks. And I mean that literally, not
Going
as
to
an
make
insult.
0 sense. And
He's gonna
have-
talk like this. And,
does he have fake teeth?
Biden always.
I don't know.
I'm assuming.
Really?
Didn't his teeth fall out in the 2019 debates? He turned around and was like,
Really? Oh, that's creepy.
We'll have to take
"Look,
bets.
I'm not ragging on him. Your teeth fall out when you get
curious.
old. You know what I mean? Like,
he's an
Not
old man.
everybody's. My grandma's teeth didn't fall out for a really long time.
Nice.
She was like 100
oh wow.
before
Well,
she
you know,
was
there you
getting
go.
like false teeth in there.
I
I don't
think
know. Those look like dentures in that picture. I wouldn't doubt it.
those
Someone
pearly
Google it. Does
whites.
Joe Biden have fake
Yeah.
teeth?
They're a little too perfect.
That's what I'm going to see if I can Google right now. I wasn't able to earlier.
Yeah, older people still have their teeth, but they're not
Yeah,
like
he has,
perfect.
he has
like, you know,
dentures.
like, yeah,
Oh, he does. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like it. Or Biden's
I
teeth
think he'll
real?
say, MAGA Republicans, He'll say like kind of like MAGA Republicans like at least 3 times tomorrow.
Ultra MAGA.
Because what else is he going to talk about? If he's going to talk about his plan, is it to get the bad guys, which are domestic terrorists? Like, what's his plan right now? I don't know what their plan is. I haven't heard any plan. Maybe I just haven't been listening.
You know
There's
what?
no plan.
I could respect Joe Biden. If he
Not
came
me,
out,
not
no,
ever.
that's not true. If he came out in like a black leather jacket with aviators on, smiling, and walked up to the podium and just went, I don't actually want to win again. I got 1 more year. You think I'm wasting my time with this garbage? I'm going to burn this country to the ground, and then I'm going to go off right into the sunset and do a bunch of drugs. I'd be like, I respect the honesty. You know what I
I
mean?
could
Like,
respect it at least.
it won't happen, but you know, a
Well,
person can imagine.
He made raves illegal, so I'll never forgive him for that.
He
He
made-
Raves?
made raves illegal?
When? What happened?
The Rave Act.
What?
You never heard of the Rave Act?
No.
Restricting Americans'
Is this like a Tipper Gore style?
Vulnerability to Ecstasy Act.
What?
That
What?
got pushed into another act. Yeah. If you
Wait
look
a
up-
second. What? Like when does
Dude,
it?
ecstasy,
How do you
firstly-
make raves illegal?
You
Ecstasy's
basically-
already illegal.
Yeah, but you basically don't allow them to throw the events at certain locations. You don't allow them to have nonprofits such as Dance Safe test pills and do other things that make the events possible. You basically undercut the events, and so that really changed underground music. And I love underground electronic music, so I never forgave Joe
Let's
Biden.
When I was in high school, I used to go to we used to drive from Philly out to raves and random airplane
Yeah.
hangars and stuff.
You know why that
let's-
stopped? Because of Joe Biden.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.